Hi, everybody. John Harris here with you. Week 9 of the NFL and other things going on sports related from the cheap seats. And going solo today. Billy's not feeling very well, so he's out. He did send me his picks for this coming week, so I'll still go over them for you. But a couple other sports stories to talk about. But before we do, let's talk about our sponsors. We want to thank Vineland Realty Corporation, 634 East Landis Avenue in Vineland, New Jersey. Their phone number is 856-690-9482. My pal Dennis and Graldi down there runs it. And if you need business uh, information like renting, buying a business, maybe selling your business, or you want to buy, rent, or lease a house, or sell, rent out a house, uh, a residence, give Dennis and his folks a call. They handle business and residential realty needs in South Jersey. If you need something real estate uh, relevant, give Dennis and his folks a call at, again, 856-690-9482 and tell them you heard about them from the cheap seats. Uh, so we thank Dennis and all his folks down there for helping us out. And we also want to mention and really thank Schatzi Schnitzel House, 121 South Broadway in Riley, Kansas. Their number is 785-473-3355. They're going to open the catering hall on November 8th. Authentic German food. Chef Manfred is an outstanding chef, and but they're available for catering, and not just German food, but authentic German food is their specialty. Uh, I almost said specialty, like Schnitzel, which is the main dish for Schatzi Schnitzel House. You can follow them on Facebook as well. Again, their phone number is 785-473-3355, 121 South Broadway in Riley, Kansas. We thank Schatzi's as well for helping us out with all our Public John broadcasts, especially here from the cheap seats. You get some of that warm food when you're sitting up here in the cold cheap seats, and that's pretty good stuff. Uh, so let's get into what we got to get into. First off, uh, the World Series. I hope there were some viewers last night. Game 7, the Dodgers are the champions. 11 innings it took them. They had to come from behind. They were down 3-0. Uh, Great game again. Out of the 7 games, I would say at least 5 of them were terrific. Billy and I both picked the Dodgers. Billy picked them in 5. I picked them in 6. So as far as games, we were both off a little bit. But what a great World Series. There was only one game really that was a bit of a rout. The rest of them were really great games. The moves the managers made, uh, the pitching, and uh, the MVP was Yamamoto for the Dodgers, who literally pitched 96 pitches Friday in a start, and then came back last night and pitched 2 shutout innings to get the win. Will Smith hits a home run to win it in the top of the 11th, and Tampa Bay couldn't come back. They got a couple runners on, but Yamamoto held them off and got a double play to end the ball game. Uh, so Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just missed, winning it in the bottom of the ninth by a couple of feet. The ball just didn't quite go out of the ballpark and was caught right at the wall. That would have won the game for Tampa Bay, just a couple of feet. But they had some runners on and couldn't get them home. They had a runner at third with 1 out that would have won the ball game, and they couldn't get them home. So uh, a tough game, 5-4 your final. Great World Series. Hope a lot of people got to see it. It was the Dodgers and Tampa Bay, or Toronto, of course. And Toronto really hung in there tough. A lot of people didn't think they'd have a shot in this World Series, including Bill and I. And they proved us wrong. Great team game, great fundamentals, uh, and really good pitching by both teams. A little better than I think people thought pitching wise. So great World Series, and it's great when you see a good one. So great baseball game, and can't wait for MLB to start up again. Uh, Catchers and pitchers in February. Uh, the thing was, it took the season 9 months. The Dodgers opened in Tokyo in March, and of course, just won everything last night in November. So they'll have December and January, and in February they got to gear up and get ready to go again. Same for Toronto. I mean, they didn't play in March, but still 8 months. And in February, all the teams gear up again. Pitchers and catchers report earlier in February, and then a week or two later, most teams have everybody show up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens again next year. Dodgers back-to-back champions, first times since the Yankees in the beginning of the 2000s. So, and Freddie Freeman said it last night. We got to match the Yankees who won three in a row. So he's like, we got to go back to back to back. So that'll be interesting to see. Dodgers won it from the wild card spot. They didn't even win the division. They just missed out as San Diego won the division, but got knocked out early. So in the playoffs. So uh, get ready, folks. I think the Major League Baseball season next year is going to be interesting to watch. And of course, now the hot stove league starts, which means free agent signings and uh, trades and things will probably start happening within the next week or so. But congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Great World Series. And congratulations to Toronto for exceeding expectations and playing a great World Series as well. Uh, Now we will segue into the standings that we have for our NFL picks for Bill and I, and hot off the presses so far. Uh, After 8 weeks, uh, Bill with straight up game picks is 85, 37, and 1, 71.1%. Uh, when it comes to odds, it's 68, 53, and 1 push. 56.2%. And Bill came from nowhere. He was in the 40s. So last 2, 3 weeks, he's really gaining ground. And over under 62 and 60 with no pushes, 50.8%. He's above 50 again as well there, and he was below that. So uh, Bill's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. I got to be careful. He's right over my shoulder. I was 84, 38 and 1 off of Bill, who's ahead of me there on straight game picks. I'm at 69.4% compared to his 71.1. Uh, I still have a slight lead in games, though he had a better week and is catching up. I'm at 74, 47 and 1, 61.2%. And over under, I'm at 75, 47 and 0 at 61.5%. So no matter which one of us you take, you're going to make some good money off of us. And prop bets, where Billy's really good at. That's his specialty. So last week, Bill was 10 and 3 in game picks, 8 and 5 against the odds, and 8 and 5 over under. I was 9 and 4, so Bill beat me by a game in game picks. I was 7 and 6. Bill beat me by a game in game picks. And I was 7 and 6 over under. Bill beat me again by a game in game picks. So Billy's catching up, and got to sit back and be careful because that's what's going to make it interesting. And if either way, you're making money if you pick both of us, either one of us, uh, depending on what you want to do. Bill is more analytical, more numbers based. I usually am eye test. I mean, we both dabble a little bit in each other's uh, specialty, but I'm more of a eye test thing, listening, watching things during the week, and Bill is more of with numbers and analytics than I am. So depending on which way you want to go, if you have a particular method you like, uh, it doesn't matter to us as long as you guys are making some money and we're all having some fun. So get ready for this week's games. Here we go. Um, I'm going to briefly mention the ones we agree on and then give a little bit of a blurb on the ones we disagree on. Uh, Baltimore plays Miami, and we already saw that the other day on Thursday night. We both picked Baltimore. We did lose the over-under because it was less than 51 and a half, basically because Miami can't score. Miami can't score in a strip club with $1,000 cash in their pocket. All right. So yeah, Miami just is really not. And they fired their general manager. They keep the coach. He's going to supposedly be there till the rest of the season. It wouldn't surprise me though if he's gone after that, because whoever the new general manager will be, that's who will probably pick the new coach. But I think he's done the end of the season, but they're going to keep him till then. Uh, Games coming up. Chicago at Cincinnati. It's one of the early games. It's in Cincinnati. We both picked Cincinnati. Well, no, we don't. Bill picked Cincinnati to win and cover the 2.5 point spread. It went up uh, and over the 51.5. I am taking Chicago across the board and under the 51.5. So we're different there across the board. So that'll be fun to watch for both of us. Detroit against Minnesota. It's in Detroit. The over under is 48.5. Detroit's picked by 8.5, but we both picked Detroit to win and cover. Uh, Green Bay against Carolina. We both picked Green Bay to go over to win and go over the 44.5. It's a 13.5 point spread, but we still think Green Bay is really going to do a number on Carolina. Uh, Denver and Houston. For some reason, Vegas is picking Houston to win this game by 1.5. Um, Bill and I both are apparently are like, no, 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 no. Something's wrong there. Something smells there. I don't know what it is. My grandpa said if it doesn't smell like fish at the fish market, something's wrong. And something's wrong here, but I'm still going to go ahead with my gut. Bill is too. We're both picking Denver across the board and the over 40.5 points. To me, the over under is more of a detriment than the uh, the game itself. New England and Atlanta, we both, in a weird deal, are taking New England. Uh, the only and Atlanta to cover the 2.5 point spread. But we are different on the over under. Bill's going over 45. I think it might be under because Atlanta may cover, but I think it could be a low scoring game. The Niners and the Giants, it's a 2.5 spread for the Niners. And Bill and I are both taking the Niners, and we're both taking the under 48.5 points. Indy and Cincinnati, we're both taking, or Indy and Pittsburgh, I apologize. We're both taking Indy to win and go over the 50.5% and cover the 3 point spread. Chargers and Tennessee, we're both taking the Chargers and we're taking over the 43.5 because I think Tennessee's offense is playing a little better, but they're not going to keep up with Justin Herbert and the Chargers. That's asking too much. Like we said, it's a 9 point spread, but we both think the Chargers will beat them by more than 9. Jacksonville and the Raiders. The Raiders are getting a couple guys back. They're getting Brock Bowers back today, and they're getting one of their receivers back, and his name just escaped me, and I can't remember. Oh, I think Jacoby Myers is back, which might give the Raiders a little more offense, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Jacksonville is picked by both of us. It's only a 3 point spread, so we pick them across the board. We do think it'll be under 44 points. I do. Bill thinks it'll be over 44 points. Rams in New Orleans. Bill thinks New Orleans will cover. It is a big spread at 14. I still think the Rams will beat them by more than 14. It's a 44 point over under. We both think it'll be over that. Like I said, Bill thinks New Orleans will cover the 14. I don't. I think the Rams will beat them by more than 14. Buffalo and Kansas City. This is the game of the day and the game of the week. It is in Buffalo. The Chiefs and the Bills. The Bills have been kind of up and down this season. The Chiefs started slow, but are kicking it up. Bill and I definitely differ on this. It's a 1.5 point spread for Kansas City. Bill is picking Buffalo, and of course, by picking Buffalo, automatically picks against the 1.5, thinking that the Bills will cover. And over the 52.5 for the game. I'm taking Kansas City across the board. I think they'll win by more than 1.5 points, and I think obviously that they'll win. I'm going over the 52.5 as well. So that game's interesting to watch. We think Mahomes now, and Rashee Rice is making a big difference with that offense in Kansas City, and now they have serious weapons between Hollywood Brown. Uh, Schuster has made some big catches. Kelsey's looks like he's getting back into form, and Rashee Rice, and then you still have Xavier Worthy. Isaiah Pacheco is out for Kansas City. That's a big blow, but they still have Kareem Hunt, and they have the rookie Smith. So their running game, but they don't use the running game that often. To be honest, I'm a Chiefs fan, as you can probably tell by the hat. I kind of wish they'd use it more, but you have so many weapons, it's hard to make that decision, I think, sometimes for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So, but I'm going to go with Kansas City to win the game and cover the point and a half. Bills taking Buffalo, and we're both taking the over 52 and a half. It's going to be an interesting game. The Bills defense has been a little suspect as well in the back end, quarterback and cornerback and safety. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Washington and Seattle. Bill is picking Washington across the board for tonight's Sunday night game. Uh, Seattle's picked by 3, so by picking Washington, Bill automatically thinks they'll cover and win the game. It's 48 and a half on the points. Bill and I both think it's under. The difference here is I think Seattle will win, and I think Seattle will cover. Um, it is in Washington, but I think the Redskins, terrible. Commanders, I still call them the Redskins. I'm sorry, folks. Uh, and I have some quote unquote Redskin blood in me. But I never found it insulting, but it is what it is. The Commanders, I hate that name. I like the Washington football team name better than Commanders. Ugh. But maybe someday somebody will wake up and smell the coffee brewing and change it either back to WFT or let the fans have a vote and see what they pick. Um, there went the tirade for the Washington team name. We both think it'll be under 48 points. Bill's picking Washington. I'm picking Seattle across the board. Um, and last but not least, Monday Night Football, or it might be least, who knows? Uh, Dallas and Arizona. As of now, Kyler Murray is considered questionable, but they think he'll play. It's in Dallas, and Dallas is picked by 2.5. And Bill and I both think Dallas will win, but we both think it'll be under 54 and a half points, even though both defenses aren't great. Um, it could be that Arizona may not score that many points, especially if Murray's out. So we both took the under there. And that's it because only 14 games this week. You have 4 teams on a bye, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Bucks, the Cleveland Browns, and the New York Jets, all on byes this week, which will leave you at 14 games instead of the 16 when everybody plays. And next week, they'll be back to an early NFL game, so we'll be back with you sooner as well. And of course, we'll be back for our Thursday night football pick. So that pretty much wraps it up for today. From the cheap seats for Billy, who get better soon, pal, so we can do this the right way next week. Billy Smith and all of our staff workers for Schatzi Schnitzel House in Riley, Kansas, and for Vineland Realty in Vineland, New Jersey. We thank you folks all for tuning in. Have a great day and enjoy the games, everybody.